G'day guys, welcome back to Module 2, JL Sharp here, taking you through what is called understanding the ingredients so you can create products that sell. So in our first module, we had a look at the business system overview, and you'll see on the screen here, product suite, into your target audience, build your list, add value, create raving fans, and sell your products. So I want to put it out there, have a little think to yourself, which would you start with? Which section of the business system do you think that you would start your foundation to building this new product or service that you're going to put out and build your online business system? So a lot of people will obviously start with the product suite. They think, okay, I've got to design all these crazy products that are going to be attractive to my audience, that everybody's going to want to love, and they put in all this time and effort and really build something that could be a really great product. But where do you think they should start first? You guessed it, target audience. So the target audience is your foundation. This is where you need to start before you start designing any kind of products. You know, you could have an idea of where you want to go with your product suite and have an understanding of what types of products and what services you want to provide. But it is really essential to start with your target audience because you need to know what type of people are going to want your products, and if there is any type of person out there that is going to want your products. So it's the same old saying goes that, you know, you can absolutely love and adore what you have created, but that doesn't mean it's going to be something that everybody's going to love and adore just as much as you do. So why is it so important to understand your target audience? Well, I want to give you an example that will be able to really hone in on what will help you understand what target audience means and what some big labels in the fitness and health industry that you might be familiar with are doing really, really well. So I want to look at the names on the screen here. So Lorna Jane, Nike or Nike, however you say it, Adidas or Adidas, however you say that, Running Bear, and Lululemon. Now, I know a lot of people in Australia call it Lululemon. It was actually originated in Vancouver in Canada, and from what they say over there and how they pronounce it, it's Lululemon. So if you didn't know that, there's a little bit of information for my Aussie mates out there. Lululemon, not Lululemon. But anyway, if there's any Canadians listening and you want to, correct me, by all means, because I have told so many people that, and hopefully I'm not getting it wrong and absolutely butchering the name. But anyway, what does Lululemon do that is just ingenious? Like, what is it that they have done with their marketing strategy that sets them apart from the other big names in the industry, Lorna Jane, Nike, Adidas, and Running Bear, and all the other ones out there? This is just a group that I found. So they're all activewear, aren't they? You know, they sell tights and leggings, hoodies and sweats, shorts and crops, hats, bags, towels, accessories, tanks, races, cap sleeves, everything. They all sell the same sort of attire and accessories, don't they? They're activewear. But what makes Lululemon different? So if you went on to each of those websites, Adidas, Nike, Running Bear, Lululemon, and Lorna Jane, there'll be one tiny little word that'll actually change the demographic of what Lululemon are marketing to than what the rest are marketing to. Can you think? Do you know? Lululemon is yoga wear. They specifically market their clothing line and their brand as yoga wear or yoga apparel, right? So why is this so imperative? Why is this so ingenious for other marketers like you, people that are creating their own products? Why follow suit with what Lululemon have done? Well, they've zeroed in and got to the heart of their target audience. So they haven't just said that they're fitness apparel. They haven't even gone ahead and just said that they're activewear, which a lot of Nike, Adidas, even Lorna Jane, they've all just created activewear to try and broaden their spectrum, try and get to a larger audience. Now, are Nike, Adidas, and Lorna Jane and Running Bear still making an incredible business? Absolutely. But when you're coming into a market, think about it. If you're a personal trainer, health professional, and you're coming into a market with something that is pretty much the same as, thousands of other people out there, like there's thousands of personal trainers and thousands of health and fitness coaches out there, how are you going to be different? How are you going to target your audience? So the way that Lululemon has separated themselves from such a huge industry is that they've specifically gone in and targeted their brand to yoga enthusiasts and almost made themselves a specialty store or brand for the yoga community. So I've just touched on why being specific is so important. So you want to be an individual, you want to stand out in the crowd. So if you're a personal trainer amongst 1,000 personal trainers, what is it about you that is going to attract a certain audience that are going to be turned into your raving fans? So remember your business system blueprint. What is it that you have? What unique ability or just unique story do you have that is going to separate you from the competition? So Lululemon, the same as Nike, Adidas, anywhere, anyone can wear it in any sport, by any gender. They have male and female attire. So if you were to walk into a yoga studio and speak to the people in there, do you think that the majority would be wearing Lululemon products or a yoga specific product? More than likely, right? Anyone can wear it in any sport, so they can reach a target audience of, a global audience of all different sporting enthusiasts, but their speciality is the yoga community. So what have they done? They've targeted die-hard yoga fans. So think about your favorite sport or your favorite makeup brand or your favorite clothing label, your favorite sporting attire. Can you think of a time that that company brought out a new product? You can't wait to get your hands on it, can you? It doesn't matter what industry you're talking about. It could be the new, MAC makeup. It could be the new, Nike shoes. It could be anything. It could be the new handbag by Louis Vuitton. It could be whatever product you are absolutely obsessed with. Whenever that company bring out a new product, because you're a die-hard fan of that company, you want it. You want to create your collection at home. So what Lululemon have done is they've created die-hard yoga fans that go to Lululemon because it's a yoga specialty store to get their yoga attire. So do you see where I'm going with this? What is it that you have that you're going to create to target to an audience that are going to become your raving die-hard fans? Because at the end of the day, it's not about building customers, it's about building a tribe. So the way you are going to sustain a business, whether it be face-to-face or online, is you need to be able to offer something that people can connect to. You need to build a tribe. You need to build a family, sort of a business family that are all going to want your product, are all going to want your service because of that little difference you can provide them. So it's not about building customers. You are not a department store. You are a specialty store. That's how I want you to think about your business. You are a specialty. You are unique. You are, the creme de la creme. You aren't a department store that serves everything, that services every type of client from every department. You are a specialty store. So you are creating a tribe. You are not just building customers. Because just how I've said before, tribe members will buy because it's your product, not because it's the cheapest or the best. So let's look at some of the personalities that are in the market at the moment. Ashley Horner, amazing woman, incredible athlete, incredibly good at marketing. She has really targeted her audience and has this incredible following on social media. So every time she creates a new product, a new program that she puts out on the market, she already has tens of thousands of people, male and female, but mainly female, wanting her product because Ashley Horner wrote it, so I need to have it. I trust her, I know her, and I like what she does. So I'm going to go straight and buy her next product because I believe that's what I need because I am connected to her brand, right? So where do you start to zero in on your target audience? What are the type of questions you're going to ask yourself? So it's at this point, guys, if you haven't already, grab a pen and paper, write down these questions. There's going to be a bunch more that you're probably going to think of, but these are just some of the starting questions that you can start with. You need to start with you. Put up the top of your page, you. Who am I? A big capital letters, Y-O-U. You need to start with you. What is your favorite style of training? Now, these kind of questions are more towards the personal trainers that are listening. If you're a health professional, think about what health questions you can ask. What type of nutrition plan do you follow? Those sorts of things. But let's talk specifically to personal trainers and strength coaches out there. So what is your favorite style of training? Are you a bodybuilder? Are you a CrossFit enthusiast? Are you a yoga instructor? Are you a dancer? Are you a powerlifting coach? What is your style of training? And write that down. What could you talk about for days? Now, I'm a personal trainer. I was a personal trainer and in the industry for almost 10 years. You know, I started in the industry building my client base around putting fitness and bikini competitors on stage. So the type of training that I used to do was more from the bodybuilding sort of industry. I was all about watching the Olympia, going to all the shows. It was really a passion of mine. It was quite funny because even though I'm a girl, my favorite thing to do was my cup of black coffee in bed reading my muscle mags. So that was something that I could talk about for days. Did I know how to do functional training, how to put together WODs for CrossFit, how to, you know, I wasn't very good at yoga. I was good at stretching, but not the yoga poses and things like that. But could I do it? Yes. Was that my target audience? No. Why? Because it's not something that I could talk about for days. Yes, I was skilled in doing all these things. I had my kettlebell certificates. I had my, TRX certificates and all those sorts of things. I had done courses on all these other avenues in the fitness industry. But what I was passionate about and what I could talk about for days was bodybuilding. Okay, so what can you talk about for days? What are your values and beliefs? You know, there is so many different avenues of the health and fitness industry, so many different types of nutrition plans. You know, there's vegan bodybuilders, there's, celiac and lactose free, those sorts of things. It's plant-based, it's fruitarians, it's high protein, low carb, it's, low carb, high fat. There's so many different paleos, ketogenic. There's so many different values and beliefs on how people are getting fit and staying healthy, what they believe is necessary for longevity and vitality and health. It comes down to your training style and what you believe is the best type of training for your body. There are a lot of people out there, male and female, that won't go to anywhere near weight training because they feel that weight training will cause them to get bulky or restricted or one-dimensional, and they're all about yoga and functional training and in terms of body weight training, so that they use their bodies in ways of completely body weight, no weight added, right? So you've got people that are enthusiasts of one way and not the other. So what are your values and beliefs? What do you believe is the best way to stay fit, healthy, and keep vitality throughout your life? And just to put it in there, what sportswear are you absolutely obsessed with? Now, the reason I've put this in here is because when you're marketing online, if you're let's use Lululemon because we've been speaking about it. If you're a yoga instructor, where would you go and put a solo ad, or where would you go and market and advertise your programs or products out on the internet? You would go and put them on yoga blogs, wouldn't you? If you're a yoga teacher and you're selling yoga programs that you can do at home, why would you not go and put them on a blog that talks about yoga sportswear, or put them on a blog that is all about yoga? Why wouldn't you try and get a solo ad on a product or service that Lululemon have put out there? You know, you really got to start thinking about where your target audience are going to be. If you're a yoga instructor and you're targeting yoga enthusiasts are going to be on places like Lululemon Sportswear, or, you know, the new yoga mats that are available. There's some crazy yoga mats, beautiful designs and products out there. So you would be going and advertising on those websites because that's where your target audience is going to be spending their time. So start thinking outside of the box. Start thinking about, what do they wear? Where do they hang out? What are they doing online, and what websites are they frequenting when they're online and searching? Because that's where you want to put your ads, so that people all of a sudden are looking at these new tights and think, oh, there's Jenny's new yoga program that's X amount of dollars. What's that? I'm going to click on it. I'd love to be able to do some yoga from home. So start thinking outside of the box. And I touched on this. What nutrition layout do you follow? What I'm trying to help you discover, guys, is really just to narrow in your specific speciality. What do you provide in your speciality store or in your brand? You know, if you could draw a picture of what clothing that person wears, what type of nutrition plan they follow, where they hang out online, where do they hang out in the, you know, what stores are they frequenting out in the world, what are they talking about, what books are they reading, what is it that they're really obsessed with, so that you can start to understand their patterns and understand where you're going to start putting your product out in the internet, because that's where your focus market are going to be looking. And of course, what are your qualifications? It's all well and good to be an absolute enthusiast in the bodybuilding industry, or in, you know, some form of health and fitness sport or avenue industry, what have you. But if you don't have the qualifications, needless to say, I do not need to say this, but you shouldn't be training or putting products out there if you're not qualified, pure and simple. You need to be qualified, guys. That's just a given. But what are your qualifications? What are you specifically trained in teaching and passing on your knowledge about? So be specific and honest. What are you qualified at actually giving information on? So no one can do it better than you, obviously. So the reason why we're really discovering who you are, especially for personal trainers, you are your brand, you are your product, right? So it's a little bit different if, you know, you're a clothing brand. Your clothing is your product. But as a personal trainer and health coach, you are your brand, you are your product, and no one can do you better than you. So don't think you have to be like the next personal trainer, or she's got a better body, or she's got more qualifications, or whatever the case may be. There are people in the world that are looking for the answer that you have specifically, because no one can do you better than you. So people are looking for connection, they're looking for familiarity, and they're looking for belonging in a world that is full of products. You know, you can walk out or go online or go anywhere and get 10 different things that are all marketed at the same target audience. Like, they're the same product, essentially. You know, you've got all your drink bottles, or all your protein powders, or all your sportswear. Essentially, they do the same thing. You put water in a water bottle. It doesn't matter what brand it comes from. You take your protein, maybe one tastes better than the other, but really at the end of the day, it's protein powder. You put on your tights or your sports tops or whatever. At the end of the day, there may be different patterns and different colors and different fabric, but at the end of the day, they all do the same thing. They serve the same purpose. So people are no longer looking for a specific pair of tights or a specific top. They're looking for connection and familiarity. And that's what Lululemon have done, because yoga people are looking for other yoga community members. You know, when it comes to personal trainers, if you're a personal trainer that have come from being extremely overweight and then have come all the way through your fitness journey and become a personal trainer, your target audience need to be at people that are in that extreme weight category, because they can connect with you, they can feel familiar with you, they can feel like they belong to part of your tribe, because they know that you know the struggles of what they're going through, the pain, the mental struggle, the insecurities, all the suffering that they're going through trying to choose a healthier lifestyle. They are going to be more inclined to follow you, who's been there, done that, than go to just any personal trainer because they have a good body or they've got all these qualifications. Most of the time they will choose you over them because of the experience and the feeling of connection that they have with you, because you have walked the path before them. Does that make sense? So it's not about creating the best product for everybody. It's about creating the right product for the people you understand. So exactly like the example that I just used, if you've come from being extremely overweight and walked through your path in your health and fitness journey, and you are now at a stage where you're a personal trainer, you've started from the very, very beginning where most of your clients are starting from, you understand what they're going through. So you want to create a product that is targeted to those people that comes from a place that you've already been. You know what they're going through, you know the product that they need, you know the mental battle and the ups and downs that they're going to be facing, the self-doubt and the insecurities. That's the product you need to be providing. You don't want to provide a product to these people that are for your level now, your experienced, intermediate or advanced level that you're at now. You want to create a product that's going to take them from where they are to where you are now, right? Does that make sense? You're creating the right products for the people that you understand, the journey that you've already been on. So now that you've created your avatar or your ideal tribe member, whether they're yoga, into weights, whether they're pregnant mummies, whatever they are, you need to write it down, pin it up, add to it over time when things become more clear in your mind, and keep it in focus. So while you're building your product suite and building your programs and your nutrition plans, you're building something that is specifically targeted to the avatar that you have created, the person that you're speaking to, the person that you understand, the person that you feel most drawn to helping because you've gone through those steps yourself. So once you've done that, you can market these products that you've created by using the right language, the right ad placement, and actually getting even more zeroed in by using the right imagery. So when you're putting ads on Facebook, when you're putting ads on Bing, or any kind of solo ads, or when you're placing ads, however you want to do it, you're using the language that's going to speak to that audience. You're placing the ads on the pages that their eyes are going to be on, and you're using the imagery that's going to catch their attention, because you know exactly the step that they're in, the stage of their life or their fitness journey that they're in, and you're going to be able to create the product and the imagery, the ad placement with the language that speaks to them specifically. So does that make sense, guys? This is module 2, creating the products that will sell by understanding the ingredients. Now, the ingredients being really understanding your target audience. So I want you to go through your questions, write down, brainstorm exactly who it is, the person and the target audience that you're understanding, that you're going to be marketing to, and what product suite you're going to start creating for these people. What need do they have, and what product will you provide or create to service that need? Okay, so this is module 2, guys. I hope that served you. We're going into module 3 now, piecing it all together, and we really hope that you're enjoying this little short course that we're putting together for you, getting you to understand exactly where you need to start so that you don't have to go through trial and error. You can literally start by seeing your overview of your business system, going in and really identifying your target audience, and now we're going into piecing it all together and getting you started on your journey to creating an online presence, creating a business, and creating that scalable income by creating products and services that are going to sell and really service a need out in the market to your target audience. So until the next module, guys, take some time to really nut out who your target audience is, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.